Okay, folks, I decided that I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to start shooting a weekly status update video and give you guys a little bit of a better idea of what's going on via video than just simply the Facebook posts. And it's taking me quite a while to get all the time-lapse construction videos put together, and I know it's going to slide to the back of the burner, so this will be a little bit better and easier to do because there's less editing. Anyway, I'm just going to give you guys a little update and status. The last week, well, about a week and a half ago now, I went to Atlanta and picked up the fuselage kit, which I'm about maybe 20% the way through inventorying of the kit and getting it all hung up. But I'll give you guys kind of a quick little rundown on what's going on here. First off, there's the cabin top, nice and conveniently hanging from my ceiling now. There's some pretty nifty rope work up there on the ceiling that's holding it all in place. Right now we've got several panels that are behind the garbage cans over here, which are nice and conveniently stacked up back there. The firewall, which I'm still a little unsure of exactly what I want to do. There's the firewall. This foam that you see there, I may actually cut it to size because I'm afraid the tabs are going to get bent, and it's quite a while before I'm actually going to need it. Some of the fuselage pieces are up there. There's a few more here. They pretty much will end up everywhere before the inventory is complete. So this is my next sub-kit, which you'll see here, fuselage sub-kit number 2, which when I come here to the inventory sheet will show up fuselage sub-kit number 2. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 different pieces all inside of this. This looks like it's one, giant thing, but it's a little bit of everything. And unfortunately, I do have to open it up and figure out what is in here and what is not in here, because every now and then vans will leave something out. It's fairly rare. My empennage kit was 100% perfect, nothing left out, but I've heard stories of some other guys who've had a thing or two that have been left out. So I'll open it up, look through it, make sure everything's there, make sure nothing's broke, nothing's bent or anything like that, nothing crazy, and then find a home for it. So what will probably end up happening with most of this, because these are mostly smaller pieces, they will end up down here on the shelves, and I've kind of designated the lower shelves at this point to be for the fuselage pieces. The next shelf up is some of my my grip mats, which I love, that you guys heard me rave about, and then the elevator pieces are over there because that's my next thing that I'll be building. So this entire table still needs to be inventoried of all of these parts. The good news is that this one stack looks like it's pretty much all the exact same thing that's in here, or pretty close to it. But my luck, I haven't even looked yet on the inventory sheet, but there's probably 30 different things in there, because that's how Vans does things. A pack like this, yes, there's a bunch of stuff in that one pack. So that'll take a bit of inventorying. In the box over here, we have things like the control columns. These are the actual control columns for the aircraft. The guy had 3 of them for some reason, don't know why. And then that is the main landing gear mounts. So I do have all those. There's a couple of items that I'm still going to be upgrading. Like he still had the original, or the original planned aluminum heater control boxes, and I want to use the stainless steel ones. And believe it or not, because these have been sitting in the sun for about the last 20 or 30 minutes, they're actually hot. So that's a good reason why I don't want to use them. One of the things that he also included was a few electrical components. There's some bus bars and some solenoids and stuff like that. But the one good thing that he included was 2 stick grips that he had bought. And so these are from Auto Controls. I honestly had not heard of them before, but they're fairly decent stick grips. So there's a whole bunch of functionality. Whether or not I'm going to use all this, I have no idea. The center hole there does have a trim, a 4-way trim switch that I'm going to be using and installing. And some others. There's plugs. If I choose not to use a particular item, there's a plug that can go in these holes and so there's no hole there. And what will take the longest amount of time to inventory in this is this box here. This box here has nuts and bolts and rivets and screws and everything you could ever imagine. Rivets, nut plates, bolts, and all of these bolts I have to take out of each package, count them, and then find their home for them. And there's a bunch of them here, as you can see. So I haven't even started on this box yet. That's to be done. Probably won't even get to that today. Once I count them all, they go into my sorting system that I have here, which I'm actually in the process of acquiring a 3rd unit that's going to go there, because I've got some of these bins where I've just got multiples of everything in here. The project CEO Jackie, I was telling her about this the other day. So, you know, you got stainless steel screws of various different sizes in here, and then I believe that these are all the MS aviation certified screws. So they're a little bit of everything. So I do need to get 1 more unit at least, probably 2 more units. On to the current non-inventory side on the empennage. The horizontal stab is 95% complete. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to work on it this week. You can see it sitting there on the floor. It's collecting dust per se. I broke my countersink bit while I was building, and the holes you will notice on this side are countersunk, but on this side are not countersunk. And so I need to go through and countersink all these holes, and then this needs to be riveted to the mid-spar ribs as well as riveted to the skins. Total time to do all that, it'll probably take me less than an hour, maybe a little bit more, but not much. So it's a fairly simple process. I got to get the inventory done first, and so I can create room, because that's what becomes a premium, is room. So after that will become the elevators. I actually got the skins down, and they're up top there, so they'll be coming down onto the tables. But one item that just showed up in the mail today, which I was going to need for this process, was these guys here. These are milled billet material, aluminum billet material, that are specifically designed at the specific angle, and these are cable stops, which right now that means little to me and nothing to you guys. I know that the control cables screw into this end here, and then the cable goes out to actually control the trim tabs. The ones that come with the kit are these guys here, and they look a little chintzy. And I've heard a few guys who've complained about the fact that the weld has broken off. But some guys have said no, it's perfectly fine. So the weight on these guys is roughly about the same, or exactly the same, 0.9 ounces versus 0.9 ounces. So the weight's identical between these two pieces. The other item that I received from the gentleman that I bought the fuselage kit from was a Odyssey battery and battery charger. So you see it there. And so yes, I've got my battery for the aircraft already. So just need an aircraft to put it in.